Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to my 17th episode. I wish I could say it was my 17th week, but it's actually more like my 18th week. And I want to apologize to all my viewers about the lateness of this video. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but there were extenuating circumstances and reasons for my delay in getting this video created. The least of which being our shift schedule and all the maintenance that we've had, causing me to work late some nights, and the weather also affecting our internet access, and just some other things too. There's still been an illness going about the ship. I still have a bit of a head cold that I'm trying to shake, and we had inspections coming up, which required me to do a lot of cleaning, especially with our steam lance. And there were days when I'd have to work late, and I'd been steam lancing for over 6 hours, and my hands feel like leather from the heat. My nerves getting shot, and actually my hand is actually healing up pretty good. Got a bit of a scar going there, but that should heal over time. And it's just been really busy. And on top of all, we've had some pointless drama over the last couple days. But we'll get more into that later. But for tonight, I thought I would go over some topics and maybe surprise you with a new element for my videos. So how about we just dive right into it? All right, hello and welcome. And before we get started, I would like to wish my dad a very happy birthday. Albeit it's belated, his birthday was this past week, September 23rd, and I was able to reach out to him and wish him a happy birthday. And he's a retired U.S. Postal Service worker, and he has worked at the post office for over 35 years, which is an incredible career. My hat's off to him. And he had his birthday last week, and he spent his day with my mom and the orange and white fat cat known as Sig that we have at home. And he was also the steward for his post office career, and he would handle like grievances that other employees would report in the office against other employees or management or whatever. And he was actually quite good at it. He would tell me stories about it all the time, and he won a lot of the cases of grievances that were brought forward with him. And I always thought that if he had the extra time to go to school, he could probably become a good lawyer. I had no doubt about that, but he's retired now, and he's enjoying his time home and relaxing, and he got to spend a lot of nice time with his new granddaughter this year, and hopefully many more years to come. And he was also a second lieutenant in the Army, if I remember correctly, and he was honorably discharged. And he started a family, went to work, and that's about it. So happy birthday, Dad, or happy belated birthday. But he also got some lottery tickets and as part of his gifts, and he scratched and won a little bit of money. It's better than losing, so he had fun with that. I mean, if you remember all the lottery tickets that I had scratched for my first 12 episodes, we had a lot of fun doing that, and we won back half of our gambling expenditures, so it is what it is. But one of the gifts that I actually got from him on my birthday, I think, was this shirt. Now you can't see it because it just faded from repeated washings, and I wear it to work sometimes, and it gets oily and dirty. But when I wash it, it faded the logo and name of I guess a coffee company called Black Rifle Coffee. And I believe that's a coffee that he enjoyed when he was over in Colorado visiting my older brother one year, and he bought me this shirt. But I don't drink coffee, and it's kind of a running gag that we have going between us, that he's been trying to get me to drink coffee, and in doing so, if I ever do, that I will have to now let the orange and white fat cat Sig sleep with me in my big bed, and I'd have to feed her and carry her around and just, you know, take good care of her. And I was like, well, no, I think my mom can handle that job. So it's a bit of a joke between us. And I still haven't had any coffee, Dad. But, over the years, I do enjoy a cappuccino here and there whenever I stop at a cafe. So I don't think that counts. But anyway, it is about my 18th week on board, and I have my relief set in about 2 weeks, 15 days from today. And in this industry, whenever we start counting the days, we always try to make it sound less. So we actually say 14 and a wake up. And this held true when I was going through training in school. Whenever we had to go to sea for training, and we would count the days when we would get back to school and leave the ship and enjoy either our summer vacation or prepare to go back to school for another semester. If we had like 20, 30 days, we would try and make it seem less by saying 29 and a wake up. Because technically we do have 29 more full days, but then after that 29th day, at the end of the workday, or class or maintenance or watch, whatever we had, we would just wake up the next day, and then that would be it. That would be our 30th day, but we're not doing any work or watch or anything. The ship is pulling in. Once it pulls in, we get all our stuff packed, and we leave. So it's not like technically a full work day. But unfortunately, that doesn't really hold true with some of these other vessels, especially the one that I'm on. The day that I do get relieved, I will more than likely still have to put in at least 8 hours. And some of those hours will be spent going over vessel familiarization with my relief. And I will need to, generate turnover notes. I'll need to clean my room and pack all my stuff and get ready to leave while my relief comes in and stays in this room. And I'm hoping I do get relieved in the next 2 weeks, 'cause I would like to go home and spend time home, especially with my family at the holidays, because I missed the last 3 years of Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. But if I don't have a relief when I approach the date that I requested it, I will have to stay on board. And they'll have to, really vigorously look for a relief for me for when I arrive at the next port. And I don't know if this holds true with this company or many other companies, but I know when I worked with MSC and I was late past my relief date, I would actually start getting overdue relief pay. And I don't know if the rate has changed since I had left MSC, but when I was there, starting the first day after your requested relief date, you would start earning $25 a day for being overdue on your relief. And if you went 45 days of being overdue, then on the 46th day, it upgraded to $50. And I was kind of hoping that every 45 days it would double. So after 90 days, you'd start getting $100. But unfortunately, after the 46th day, you get $50 a day until you get relieved. So it's $50 a day, whether it's the 46th day or 4600th day of being overdue. Hopefully nobody has ever suffered that long being overdue, but you'd only earn $50 at that point. I felt like if if you really wanted to get the office to find someone to relieve you, that every 45 days that amount doubles. So after 90, it's 100. After 135, it'd be 200. After 180, it'd be 400. So yeah, it would motivate the office to find somebody for you at that point. And that'd be a lot of money. But I don't think this company offers that to me. If they can't find a relief for me by my relief date, I have to stay on board and just work and wait at the next port and see if they have a relief for me. Then I don't get any extra money or benefits or whatever. I just gotta bite the bullet and accept the extra time that I'm on board. But I have to clean my room, pack my bags, and I'm actually getting really low on snacks and supplies, and that's kind of a good thing because I don't want to have any extra stuff to lug home when I do get relieved. So I'll be able to go through the last of my food and snacks, and I already did so tonight, going through my dwindling rations because the mess deck food was just atrocious today. None of it was appetizing or appealing to me, but it'll be good to have light packing when I go home, and then I got to clean the room. And thankfully, I'm not on one other ship where I had cleaned the room as best I can, and my relief came in. And he walked around and he actually complained like there was a little like smidge of dirt or dust on the wall or on the desk, or there was a tiny bit of water in the shower stall that I didn't wipe up. And he was really complaining about everything and just making me feel guilty about it. And looking back, I don't really think about it too much. I still do make an effort to clean my room for my next relief, but just the amount of depth that he went into to nitpick every single thing, it just was annoying. But I can only imagine his reaction to the condition of one room that I once received after relieving someone off of a ship. And as disgusting as it is, I just got to mention it. But I remember getting on a ship and relieving the third engineer. I moved into the room, and he had left before I can confront him on this. But like a day later, after I had settled into the room, I opened up one of the drawers in the desk, and inside was dried vomit. Yeah, I guess he got a little tipsy one night and couldn't make it to the bathroom to purge himself. So he just at the time opened up the drawer and probably went ugh right into it. And for whatever reason, he did not clean it all up. I didn't detect it immediately because oddly enough, it had no smell. The only reason I opened it up is because I was still unpacking and I wanted to put stuff in the drawer, and that's when I discovered it. And yeah, it was disgusting. But I didn't complain. When I was on my training ship in school, when we go through one of the halls, on the wall was just an 8.5 by 11 printed sheet with one word that said whining and the X, a red X across it. So no whining. And that's what I do whenever I get on board a ship. Whatever the condition my room is in, I just accept it and deal with it. I'm not going to whine or complain. If there's something that needs to be fixed or clean, I'll do it myself. Because just like when we accept the watch, I will accept the responsibilities of the position and accept the room in the condition that it's in. So yeah, I grabbed some gloves and a face mask and some heavy duty cleaner, and I think even some bleach, and I cleaned the drawer out. And I just carried on. I wasn't going to bother anybody about it because, no one wants to be that guy. So yeah. So let's see. So we have a few random facts before we jump into new element that I want to include in this video. I think you'll really like it. So for this one random fact, in celebration of my dad's birthday, you kind of get a 2-for-1 deal with this one fact. That the song Happy Birthday is the most sung song in the United States, and I would imagine also the world over, because you actually share a birthday with at least 9 million other people on the planet. And that statistic was back in 2006, so I think since then it has grown, so to speak, and I think it's actually more like around 20 million if I had to guess, given the world population, dividing it by 365 or 366 if you happen to be like my uncle, born on leap year. Then yeah, I think it's around 20 million that you share a birthday with, on your birthday, with that many other people. And I'm actually friends on social media with a few others who share my birthday. And it's unfortunate about Queen Elizabeth, may she rest in peace, but she was also born on my birthday. Yeah. And then Americans spend $5.4 billion a year on their pets. And rightfully so, which you're going to find out in a few minutes, because pets are awesome. And I like this last fact because it just reminds me of the video game. But hedgehogs have a large muscle running along their stomach, which will allow them to bring their body into their stomach and actually form a ball, so they can actually have like a spiky ball defense of themselves. And it just reminds me of Sonic the Hedgehog, because for the longest time playing those games, primarily on the Sega Genesis, you actually go into a ball attack and you actually use that to fight enemies or break through walls or spin through paths. And I had never thought that that was actually something that real hedgehogs did, that they would actually bring their body into themselves into a ball and be like a little spiky ball for defense. Of course, playing the game, you used it for attacking offense, but hedgehogs in real life can do that for defense. And I thought that was really interesting. It's not just because of a mechanic that the game developers put into it. It could have been something that they knew of that hedgehogs did in real life to incorporate in the game. And I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, I have a new element of that I want to add to my videos, because I added music for the last couple. So for this one, I wanted to add pictures. I'm learning more and more about the software of these of this video editing, and I finally discovered that I can add pictures, and I got lots of them. And I promise you, I'm not going to be like that one family member who has to come over and bore you to tears with 10,000 slideshows, pictures of their vacation at a nameless resort or beach or whatever. I will pick a handful of pictures and that I think are interesting or cool, and I'll tell you the stories behind them. But let's go ahead and start with two of them. These two were actually taken a few weeks ago here on this ship. And I was cleaning out a sludge tank, and it was really dirty, but it had to get done. We did have oilers on board, and when I sailed on other ships, it's usually the oilers that will go in the tank, but on this ship it can be either or. And I decided to go into the tank because I wanted to see, the condition of the tank, and understand what pipes go in and out, and just a general layout, just to give myself more familiarization of the engine room. And I had my oilers on the outside handing me rags, buckets and tools to help clean out the tank. And I got so dirty, and I was like, I need a cameo or something. I need something to document this one moment. So I had my oiler at the time go get his camera, and he took a few pictures of me, and that's what these two are. And then this next picture is actually me at sea on a training ship with Mass Maritime, and we were actually doing winter sea terms at the time. And it really gives you an idea of the weather conditions that I face while at sea. In fact, I'm facing similar conditions right now on this ship. It's hard to see with the camera, but we are actually kind of moving back and forth and bouncing around a little bit. But it's hard to see in this video, or not this video, this picture, the angle at which the ship is tilted, and that was the port side. I was actually holding on almost for dear life at that moment, because the ship had angled itself for a portless so much that if it went even a few more degrees, I probably would have fallen overboard. Again, it's hard to see in that picture, but I remember we had just broken for maintenance. I had to stand by for a particular job. It was really windy and cold out, and the ship was really rocking back and forth. So I handed my camera to someone. I was like, take a picture of me. And they did, and that's where that came from. This next picture, and the following pictures are going to be of my pets, because like I said, pets are awesome, and it's impossible to not love them. But the next one is Dak, my white Labrador, who unfortunately crossed the Rainbow Bridge a few years ago. Our pets always give us many, many great days and memories, and only one bad day, unfortunately. But Dak was a very happy dog, as you can see that magnificent grin that he has on his face, and I just love it because he was a great dog. And this next one makes me really laugh whenever I see it, because it was a perfectly timed picture that my mom took of Dak while she was out working in the garden. Dak, of course, wanted to help and lay in the garden and watch my mom work. And my mom took a break and saw Dak and decided to take this picture of him. And he just looks like an old man who just woke up from a nap and was really grumpy and hasn't had his coffee yet. And I just laugh whenever I see it, and I hope you like it too. And then this next one, uh, Dak was watching me actually pack the house, because I had just purchased a new house. This was just before my 30th birthday, and I was packing the house, and I was really exhausted at the end of the day, loading the moving truck, and we were getting ready to leave either the next day or the day after. But I just plopped myself down on the couch, really exhausted, just wanted to take a 10-minute breather. And for whatever reason, Dak comes over and climbs right on top of me. And my mom wanted to go take a picture, but by the time she got her camera and came back, Dak had moved over to the side of the couch and slept on the red, white, and blue quilt. But he didn't pull himself all together and make it all the way over there himself. He actually left his leg on my stomach. And I'm just sitting there staring at him, and I'm like, really, Dak? After all the work that I did, you're the one who's tired and has to sleep like that? I just thought it was really weird, and my mom took a nice picture of it. And then we got Chloe, our chocolate Labrador. And she's really cute in this one. She's wearing her doggles, or her dog goggles. She loved to go for rides, and we would also catch her in the pool swimming at night, and she also loved to swim. You know, that pool was hers. It didn't belong to anyone else. But she loved going for rides, and my mom took a picture of her wearing her doggles, and she would always say that Chloe stole the show whenever they went for drives and other people in other cars saw her. You know, they all turned their heads and had to take a look at her. And she was a great pup. And you also see her in this next picture. She's a little bit of wet because she just got out of the pool, but she decided to go lay in the garden and get dirty. But my mom took a really nice picture of her with some purple flowers nearby, and it's a really nice shot. I really like this picture of Chloe, and it's a good memory of her too. And then we get into our orange and white fat cat named Sig. You can definitely see her sleeping on the counter. She has like a million sleeping spots at her house. But I like this one in particular. My dad took this picture of Sig, and you could actually, if you look closely, you can see a really distinct grin on her face as she's sleeping. I'm sure she's dreaming of her next fancy feast. And you can definitely tell why in this next picture, because this picture was actually caught in the middle of a yawn. It was perfectly timed. My mom took a picture of it. And I always say with this picture, she always has this look whenever she's hungry, or if you're late with her next meal by about 2 seconds. She is very demanding and also very hungry. She loves to eat and she loves to sleep. And then this last one is Sig with her alien eyes. As you know, if you take pictures of cats or even some people with the flash on a camera, and if you capture it in a certain way, it makes it look like their eyes are glowing. But this one really surprised me, because I have seen pictures of cats' eyes glowing, but not so intently or as detailed as this one with Sig. I mean, her eyes were completely covered with this white or yellow light, and she really looks like she's about to beam lasers right through you. And I really like that picture just because of the detail. So I hope you enjoyed these pictures. I hope you enjoyed viewing them just as much as I enjoyed you being here with me today. So have a great night, and I'll see you next time.